everyone. Please silence your cell phones. We'll start with the unity statement of being and the 5 unity statements found in the front of the handbook. The unity statement of being. There is one presence and one power in this church, in our lives, and in the universe, God the good and omnipotent. And the 5 unity principles. Number 1. God is absolute good and omnipresent. Number 2. God lives in us, therefore we are inherently good. Number 3. We are co-creators with God and create our experiences of our lives. Number 4. Prayer is creative thinking that guides our connection with God. And number 5. It is our responsibility to know these principles. We must live in true freedom. Please open your hymnal to hymn number 2 in Lord's Prayer. Please stand.
the sound of my voice. And just be here, right now. You can place your attention on your heart area. Not as a concept, just as a location, just right there in the middle of your chest. And breathe. Let your breath move in and out as if it was moving through your heart. And as you breathe silently, just confirm, I am here. I am willing. I am open. Let your nervous system and your body get the message that you're safe right now. Right now you can be home. Release your body and unhook your mind. Just scan your body gently on your own from top to bottom, and where there's tension, just release. Your forehead unclench. Your jaw, just keep it soft. Your shoulders, just drop a little bit. Relax your chest and belly breathe. Just let it be easy. Relax your hands. Maybe let them get a little heavy. Maybe even notice now if your mind is already trying to run the day again with plans and people and conversations and worries. We're not fighting that now, we're just not following it. And if a thought comes, just gently be aware. Don't even label it, just be aware. And return to your heart. And unity knows, and we know that the kingdom is within. So we're not going anywhere, we're just going inside. Let there be no one, nowhere, no thing, no time, no form. Just this open space. You remember you aren't your title, you aren't your calendar, you aren't that body, you aren't the story that we rehearse, you're just awareness. And breathe. And be present. And feel the space around you. Extend it as if your body was not a limit. Feel the space that's behind your eyes. Feel the space and the quiet that's underneath your thinking mind. And in that quiet, just let it be true. There's one life here, one presence, one power. And it's expressing itself as you. And silently you remember that I and the Father are one. I am anchored in the divine mind, divine love. I am led by the divine. staying inside, you embody the love of God. In fact, this is the step I'm talking about today. It's just a pause, just a reflection, just a recentering. It seems insignificant. Between your breaths, let there be a pause. Even when life tests you, let there be a pause. When you're tempted to react, let there be a pause. No matter the happening or the person or the moment or the tone of voice or the thought, let there be a pause. And then something that normally hooks you doesn't, because of that space where you reconnect with love. Could almost say that you're breathing from the heart. And you choose that moment, that space, to inspire your words and your actions as an instrument of peace. You stay calm and clear and kind and strong. I don't mean passive, I mean present. Feeling is the language of the body, and thinking is the language of your mind. But right now, just let yourself elevate just one emotion: love. Sit in gratitude and peace, compassion, and joy. Not because everything's perfect, but because God is present. Because you're connected to that deep something in this moment that silently affirms, this is who I am. This is how I live. This is how I embody what I know. And lock that in, like a memory of the future. Like you've already practiced it, because you have. And silently we say, I am guided by God in thought, word, and deed. I am a living expression of love and peace and compassion. And play with that gap, that space, that awareness. Play with that. Slowly begin to come back and feel your hands again, and be aware of your feet and the space around you. And when you open your eyes, again, be aware of the room, and gently bring that presence with you. Amen, and so it is.
So peaceful, I almost not want to speak. Please open your hymnals to hymn 322. We'll be singing it 3 times. The first time saying, I am. The second time saying, you are. And the third time saying, we are. Dr. Gary Arnold is a speaker, author, and teacher with decades of experience, having directed over 1,600 talks worldwide. He leads a long-running A Course in Miracles class and brings together spiritual teaching and business insight as the CEO of an international marketing and PR firm. And everyone, please put your hands together and give Dr. Gary Arnold a warm welcome.
That's all right. That's all right. Good morning. Good morning. I love being here, you know that. So, Merry Christmas and 2025 and Happy New Year 2026. It's amazing. I can't believe how much weight I gained this holiday season. I didn't notice it until my wife and I went to Target and 8 kids came up wanting to give me their Christmas list and sit in my lap. So I kind of got the idea. What I want to talk to you about today is serious, though. It's about something that, I know you all do the work. I know you all read the books. I know you all do the prayers. I know you all do the meditations. I know you all listen to the teachings. You take notes. But a lot of us are still wondering, how do I get to transformation? How do I get past just all this collection of stuff that I know? How do I feel transformation? How do I be transformed? You see, insight is nice, because we've never had so much information available to us. We're smarter now, we're more spiritual now than we've ever been. We know the answers, but how do you tuck it into life? How do you put it in the corners where there might be a little dust and dirt? How do you feel inspired and holy when the bottom falls out and an argument happens or someone's not acting appropriately? So I want to talk today kind of about that finish line, if you will, where we make everyday choices at home, at work, in relationships, especially in relationships. So the first nugget I want to share is this idea about a little gap. And that gap could be just a breath, a pause, a reflection, an insight, a space. I look at it visually like cleaning the altar of my mind where there is nothing on the top of that altar. So let's just name it, life happens. And some things trigger you. I don't know about you, but I have triggers. And some things scare me, and some things frustrate me, and I'm sure you too. And sometimes we get disappointed. In the midst of that, instead of stimulus, response, reaction, I want us to have a stimulus and a pause, a gap, a breath. Could be your vipassana, your moment of reflection, a prayer, a silent prayer that is where spiritual maturity happens, where you go from stimulus, because we all have them, to the gap. The pause. It's a silent prayer. And then you make a choice. Then you can embody the truth. You've remembered the Godhead. You've remembered love. You've acted from a place that's holy ground, really. So let me tell you a little story. Chuck Yeager, you know him, ace pilot, and he broke the sound barrier as a pilot in 1947. World War II decorated ace. Famous test pilot. In fact, you've probably seen the movie The Right Stuff. It's about him. So 2 days before he was flying for the test pilot sound barrier thing, he was riding his horses, and he fell and broke 2 ribs. He called up his veterinarian, and he had him tape himself up because he couldn't call a doctor because he didn't want to get grounded for the flight. So when Chuck Yeager broke that sound barrier, he wasn't really a happy camper. He wasn't feeling great. He was in pain. But he had a problem. You see, he had tried to get into his plane and found out he couldn't close the hatch. What do? I got broken ribs. I can't reach up to close the hatch of my plane. And no hatch, no flight. So his friend and he devised a broom handle. Just a little rigged solution out of everyday stuff. Where you could sit in that plane and use a broom handle where you didn't have to reach up a lot to close that hatch. And then he could fly. You know, transformation, spiritual transformation, oftentimes doesn't come by lightning and thunderbolts. It comes from a simple broomstick. A simple, everyday workaround. A moment of inspiration, a small, practical shift where you can live your truth even when you're hurting. That's the gap that I want us to go into. Where is your broom handle this week? Could be any small practice where you choose love in the moment instead of reacting. My personal mantra is only blessings, and I like that. Now, sometimes our personal storms aren't pain. Sometimes they're injustices. So my next story is about someone that was really treated unfairly, and you all know her. It's Mary Kay Ash, famous for Mary Kay. She founded that company in 1963. We all know the pink Cadillacs. What we don't know is that for 24 years before she founded that company, she worked at Stanley Home Products. It was a company that kind of had the same format as Mary Kay. And she was a top salesperson there. Really top. Well, she was really good at her job. And they had her training salespeople, men. And she trained man after man after man who got promoted. Got promoted. And got promoted not just once, repeatedly. Until she was so disappointed and it was humiliating for her. She'd train all these guys and not get promoted herself. She was disappointed, but she did something different. You see, she looked at life like it was a lesson. Life wants bitterness, believe me, it wants revenge, it wants withdrawal, it wants anger. Don't have to go any farther than social media or the news to know that. But she acted from her values. And she created a company that reflected those values, where it would empower women financially, where it would embody her values of God first, family second, and career third. So she moved from insight to silence, and not silence in fear or doubt or anger or lack, but silence and empowerment. And she embodied the values that she heard in that silence. So my question to you is, are you waiting for someone else to treat you right instead of choosing to live right now? To hear the source consciousness, the God consciousness, the Christ consciousness in you. And it happens in that breath of silence and openness and freedom, where judgment isn't there. And you touch that sense of love, and that's where we transform. See, you can't transform what you don't notice. And that silence will help link you and blend you with source consciousness. Before you can choose differently, you've got to notice what happens inside of you. Because the moment that we're triggered, it's very easy to go back to old habits. It's very easy to go back to our old storybook, our old labels, our old fears, our old buttons, our old identities. But see, Spirit doesn't work in that domain. Spirit works when you pause and allow that silence, that awareness to happen. And then let love breathe there. And it does. And then you choose. You choose again. So you all know Jack LaLanne, famous as a American folk hero, I guess you'd say, for fitness. He had a TV show that ran 34 years. He brought healthy living, healthy food, and exercise into the American home long before it was popular. But what we don't know is that when he was 15 years old, he was kind of lazy, a little bit fat, loved eating sugar and candy, and he ate junk food every single day. But he heard this talk by Paul Bragg, who was a health food pioneer. And he sat down and he got quiet for a little bit and said, how is my life so different from that? And he heard the truth. It resonated. He felt it. He saw the inspiration. He felt the empowerment. You know, a lot of people will do that. A lot of people go that far. They'll feel, well, that's right. That's exactly right. And they'll stop there in agreement. The next step, though, is when we change our inputs. And resting in that gap will help you do that. Jack LaLanne changed his habits, changed his life, felt inspired to tell the story that he was practicing. See, spiritually, it's when we have this sense of a new life, a new you, a new mind, a new body, a new truth. Instead of relying on our daily pattern. And that doesn't mean punishment, it means practice. It doesn't mean perfection, it means consistency. I don't know about you, but I grew up watching Jack LaLanne. In 34 years he was on TV. So I'd like you to have just that one change for an input. Sit down tonight and stop feeding your mind with junk food, symbolically, and start feeding your spirit. Just take that pause and recognize that God guides. God gives directions. God shows up in that gap. And when you realize, when you change your mind, when you feed your mind, you change what you become. And that change, when you change any direction, you change your destination. So sit in that gap and then choose again. So many of us know the truth that's inside of us. You know, we edit ourselves to feel safe. We edit ourselves so that we won't offend. We edit ourselves to say the right thing. We edit ourselves to be in groupthink. We edit ourselves to be easy. Sometimes spiritual truth isn't easy. Sometimes you've got to grow in that spiritual truth by an inner alignment with you and God. You've got to have your inside life match your outside life. See, the missing step is often that we aren't gently brave when we can say what's true with love. Famous guy you probably all know, Stan Lee. He's an icon with Marvel Comics. In the 60s, he created a whole bunch of characters for Marvel, made him famous, made him $1 billion company. But what you might not know is that For years before that happened, he was about to quit. He was disappointed. He was stressed out. He was struggling. He was writing what people wanted to hear. Not very happy. Stan had a strong wife, Joan Boocott Lee, Boocok. And she said, "Look at Stan, I love you, but stop being such a wuss. Stop writing what you don't enjoy writing. Write from your heart. What inspires you? What are you being told to write? Inside, not outside. Don't be a yes person. What's your real vision?" That's when he created Spider-Man and the Avengers, Iron Man. He started writing from his heart. Well, you might not be a writer, you don't need to be a writer, but you might want to ask yourself, where are you still performing? Where are you still people-pleasing? Where are you playing and saying the safe thing? Jesus certainly didn't follow a safe schedule. We can be true and kind, but stay in that gap and listen to where you're being led. And oftentimes, your message will be shared with you. You can put love and honesty in the same sentence. Because when you do, something comes alive. This inspiredness happens. This breath of God is given us, and that's what transforms. It's this silent space. Which brings me to my next point. You don't rise to your beliefs. We default to our patterns, to our habits. So this gap, this little pause will help you not default to your old self. You know, when we're under pressure, we don't automatically access our highest ideals. It's very easy to access our old habits, our old ways of thinking. But spiritual practice isn't about being good, it's about training your response to be Christ-like. 1948, Gandhi's walking to a prayer meeting. Mohandas K. Gandhi is walking with his hands folded, and he's got a following as he's walking to a prayer meeting. And someone who was discontent with Gandhi's message about trying to reconcile the Hindus with the Muslims came up to him and shot him 3 times. And Gandhi's first words out of his mouth were, "He Ram, He Ram, He Ram. Oh God, oh God, oh God." And then he collapsed and died. If it had happened to me, that probably wouldn't have been the first 3 words out of my mouth. I'm not saying it would be, but I want to share that as an example because it's what's possible. If we can show up from our miracle consciousness, a gap that shares with you where to go, what to do, the direction that Spirit will take you, it's a good lesson. My last story. Tommy Hilfiger. We know Tommy Hilfiger's fashion. It's a fashion icon. It's a billion-dollar company. It's classic American cool. Blends preppy styles, and he's got some 1990s hip-hop icons like Snoop Dogg and TLC that wear his apparel, and he's got some pop icons like Gigi Hadid and Zendaya. So he's got a real big fashion icon business. But what a lot of people don't know is that before he had that, when he first launched his brand, he went bankrupt. And he sat down, and it was like everyone was telling him, I'm not worthy. This isn't for you. You don't have the talent. You don't see the vision. A lot of people wanted to end that story. But he sat down, and his mind said, I have talent. He could feel it. When he would sit down in the stillness, he wanted to go further. He wanted to try again. And he made a different decision. And he used failure as if it was tuition. And a teacher. And he kept going. See, your spirituality is in everything. It's in the moments of failure. It's in the moments of disbelief. It's in the moments of anger. It's in the moments of doubt. And in that moment when we're tested, it's easy to fall back into an old pattern. And the break for that is a moment, a breath, a silence, a reflection, a space where inspiration, where the voice of God, where kindness and love can have its message. And in that moment, in that gap, in that pause, you can ask, what's the story that you want to tell? What's the next step that you do? What's the next right move? How does love act here? You don't need a whole staircase, you just need that step. So in closing and just bringing this home, my message today was simple. It was about having a moment of reflection in the moments of your discontent. Allow there to be a pause where you can integrate your spirit and your action. That gap moment will help you handle life better and closer to God. When you notice what you're practicing in the moment, and I said practicing because you're always in a situation to bring healing to that situation. You're always in that space. The purpose of you being there is to be peace in that space. So tonight, before you lay your head on the pillow, just pause. Deliberately pause. And listen. And notice that little gap and ask, how can I better handle myself tomorrow? I thank you all, I love you all, and happy holidays.
Thank you, Dr. Arnold, for that very inspiring message. Now it's the time for tithes and offerings. Let's say our abundance blessing 3 times. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so. electronic giving is available at the front desk. Just scan the QR code. Copies of today's service are available on CD at the front desk. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. Next Sunday, January 4th, Reverend Fleming will be facilitating our Sunday message, an annual Early Bird service. We will be consciously letting go of what no longer serves us as we enter into the new year. And 2 weeks after that, on Sunday, January 18th, Unity of New Orleans will be facilitating its annual White Stone ceremony, where we will be setting our intentions for 2026. Over the next few months, Unity of New Orleans is looking for people to contribute in the creation of our mission and vision statements. If interested in being a part of this group, please see me, Lydia Jones, and also see Thursday's newsletter for more details. Every third Thursday of the month, Unity of New Orleans hosts a monthly compassionate healing grief support group upstairs in the main building in the lounge area. We offer a safe atmosphere for anyone grieving, going through something difficult, or feeling loss. Again, see Monday and Thursday's newsletter for more details. Do we have any new visitors today? Anyone here for the first time? Hi.
Hi.
If you don't mind, would you stand and introduce yourself and tell us how you found out about Unity of New Orleans?
Yes, ma'am. I am Tom, and I came as a guest of Ryan today.
Thank you. Glad you're here. And before you leave, at the front desk, you can scan our QR code so that you can sign up electronically for our newsletter. Anyone else? Hi.
Jojo, I used to come to Miss Harriet's meditations here. It's been quite some time now having him back.
Well, welcome back. We're glad to have you. And again, scan the QR code at the front desk if you're interested in finding out more about what we have to offer here at Unity of New Orleans. Prayer chaplains are available after the service. Our chaplains will participate with you in prayer in total confidentiality. They will be in front of the altar. Please honor the sacred space in the sanctuary and reserve any after-service conversations and fellowship for the lobby or family room. My name is Lydia Jones. I've been a member here at Unity for many years. I serve on the board of trustees, as a platform speaker, and in the choir. Anyone interested in sacred service opportunities, please talk to me after the service. And all clear for protection. Surrounds you. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is and always will. The Lord watches